Hi everybody, this is a video that I'm going to do for you on rounding numbers. And I'm going to start off with a little joke for you. So here's a math joke. Why was the math book so sad? Because it had too many problems. So funny. Oh my gosh. Anyway, to the math. So we're going to be looking at rounding today. And what we're going to do with that is I'm going to show you a review of some strategies that we've talked about this year. So if we have the number 956 and we want to round that, so we do our rounding symbols, we want to round that to the nearest 10. Okay, what we want to do when we're rounding to a specific place is that tens place, we want to mark that. So I do that by circling it. So which of my digits is in the tens place? The 5. So I'm going to circle it. And then when we're rounding, we have that rule that we talked about. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So I'm going to underline that 6, that one behind, that's going to help me decide what to do. So if I look at that number, it's a 6. That means that I'm going to use that 5 or more, raise the score rule that we talked about. So if I'm going to raise it, that means that this 5 is going to raise up. And if I raise it up a number, it turns into I can't hear you, what? Oh, yes, a 6. Okay. And then we've talked about anything that's in front of the number we're changing doesn't change unless we're going up a full 100. So in this case, we're not. So that 9 stays put, our 5 raised up to a 6, and everything else turns into a 0 because 56 is closer to 60 than it is to 50. Okay, the same happens when we are trying to do it for even bigger numbers. If we have 11,713 and we want to round it to the nearest 1,000, we're going to do the same process. I'm going to take my pen or my pencil and I'm going to mark that thousands place. Which of my digits is in the thousands place? 3, 1, 7, 1, 1. Which of those? So in this case, it's this 1 is in my thousands place. And I'm going to underline my 7 to help me know what to do. So that 7 means that, again, I'm going to 5 or more, raise the score. So I'm going to take that number and I'm going to be putting it up to an 8. And I'm not changing any hundreds here still. This wasn't taking me from 9 up to 10. So everything else is going to stay the same. So that first 1 is going to stay put. And this, oops, sorry, I was talking to you about the wrong place here, guys. Let me erase that. It's going to tell us the other one's going to raise. We still were right with the raising, but we're going to be raising this one. And this one raises up to a 2. So now I've raised this one up to a 2, and I plug that in. And the rest of it turns into zeros because I want to make it to the nearest 1,000. It was closer to 2,000, okay? Just like this one was closer to 60. That's a tens number. 2,000 is a thousands number, okay? So if I keep thinking about those, I can get even bigger with more complicated numbers. We're going to try it with another one. Let's do 200,000 or 253,409. And we're going to round that to the nearest 10,000 this time. Okay, so I'm going to mark with my strategy. I'm going to find that 10,000s place. And in this case, my 10,000s place is shown by this 5 right here. So I'm going to circle it. That's my one that's either going to change or stay the same. I'm going to underline my 3. That one helps me to know what to do. So in this case, I'm going to use my 4 or less, let it rest. Letting it rest means I'm going to keep it the same. It's already at the closest 10 or 10,000 or 1,000 that it can get to. So this guy is going to rest at 5. I'm going to keep it the same at 5. Okay, And same with what we've been doing before. Anything before it isn't going to change unless this went from a 9 to a 10, and it didn't. It stayed at a 5. So I'm going to keep my 2. This rested at a 5, and the rest of my numbers become zeros because I want it to be in the 10,000s. Okay, so if I fill in the rest of my zeros, if I look at this, I rounded this to the nearest 50,000. The closest one was 50,000. Okay, so using those strategies, you can be a lot more successful with rounding if you'll just take a minute to mark your, let's see if we can try this. If you can mark the one you're looking for and use the one behind it to help you know what to do. So I'm going to give you a challenge one here at the bottom of the page. So on your own, you can try this one and see if you get the answer right. So if I have the number 526,832, if I want to round that to the nearest 1,000, what would it be? Good luck, everybody, and let me know if you want me to check your answers to this challenge problem at the bottom. See you later.